Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. In this episode we will finish our bell housing and run into some issues. So stay tuned. So we're gonna put this on here. We're gonna screw it in, tighten it, and then we're gonna go ahead and draw out the lines right here because our starter's gonna hit this, so we're gonna have to cut this and a little piece off right here so the slave cylinder fits in. For our next step, we're going to cut this off because we are not going to be using it and it will most likely hit our tunnel, and so we're just going to shave this hole off right there. So for our next step, we need to make an extra adapter that will go on right there. So I picked up this piece at the scrapyard, and I already had a hole in it, and this is just some cut off from something. And so I figured I might as well just use that hole because one less hole for me to cut. So what I'm gonna do is align this thing perfectly straight and trace it from behind and then cut it into a perfect square. Alright, so we cut the plate out, and these are the bolts we're going to be using, and it should go just like this. Alright, so this is what we got so far. We got this pretty good sized gap right there, and so we built this to go right into it. It's like that perfect size. So for our next step, we're gonna draw out the markings where we're gonna put the bolts in, and then start drilling to put the bolts in. So I went and marked where I wanted the bolts. So we're gonna start drilling them. So we're going to start drilling with a small bit and then moving up bigger and to that size right there, because we want to sink this bolt into the plate and then we're going to weld it in. so here's what we got. The bolts are nice and flat. And so we're gonna go and get the welder hooked up, put this on the torque tube, and bolt it in, and then we're gonna weld all this in. That way we know it's straight and everything else will fit. This is what we got, and my welding skills aren't the best, but it will do. We're gonna grind all this off and make it nice and smooth. So we grinded all the extra off, and we got smooth surface going. So for our second step, I'm gonna weld these two plates together. I'm gonna give it a little tack on each side, and then take off the thing, and then weld it in completely. This is what we got. I'm not a welder. I only welded a few times in my life, so it looks pretty good. Yeah, we're gonna give it a test. Man, this thing is super hot, but fits perfect. Now we can bolt it back onto the whatever bell housing thing. Alright, so that is done. So our engine's gonna sit like that. So now we can go ahead and try putting it in the car. Okay, so the engine is kinda in. Not quite, but we're hitting nothing right there. So we're gonna have to figure out something to do with that. So we're gonna take the engine out and flip it over and see what we can do with the oil pump. So we're gonna have to figure out a way how to relocate this. So we're gonna wrap it up for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We got our Bellhousing done and we realized something new. Need to Google, to research. So that's gonna be our next plan, is to do some research. But anyway, hopefully next week we're gonna come back and figure out how to move this out of the way. So that is our plan for next episode, hopefully, or one of those. But thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. Just do something. Have a great day.